Hey, what is up guys, Digirex here, and today we have episode 1 of Tall Grass, and this is a new series I'll be starting on my channel, where I show you guys Pokemon from Pokemon Go, and I'm going to have Pokemon Go videos coming out, but this is a series where I kind of tell you guys some facts, and I call it Tall Grass because, you know, Pokemon appear in tall grass, and you see all the tall grass in the background, so we're in a beautiful, majestic field, and I'm going to be finding Pokemon and telling you guys facts about each one so you can learn a little more about the Pokemon you capture in Pokemon Go. So guys, let's get right into it. So guys, first up we have Gloom here in the tall grass. And Gloom's fact is the drool of honey from Gloom's mouth is so noxious you can smell it from a mile away. And a bunch of you guys probably thought that was actually just spit because I don't know if Gloom was stupid or something, but it's actually honey and apparently you can smell it from a mile away. Next up we have Bellsprout here. And Bellsprout uses vines to capture prey. Never thought a Bellsprout would do that. He's a little guy. I don't think he'd capture prey, and he likes to live in hot environments. Next up we have Tentacool, and normally you wouldn't find him in grass, you'd find him in water, but you know, this is just a just pretend. And the Tentacool's fact is it's made mostly of water, and a lot of fishermen have fallen prey to its poisonous barbs. Next up we have Sparrow, and Sparrow can spot prey in the grass and use its strong beak to pick it out. And I don't see sparrows too much in Pokemon Go, and I really want a Pharaoh, so... Up next, we found some Ghastlies in the tall grass, and Ghastly is 95% gas and can beat even a large foe, but the gas he's made out of can easily be blown away by a strong wind. Alright guys, looks like we found a Hypno in the tall grass, and Hypno is able to put anyone to sleep at any time using his pendulum. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's the little swinging thing in his hand. So, that's pretty cool. Alright, so next we have a Krabby, guys, and Krabby hides in holes it digs on beaches, and its pincers will go back if they break, and we were actually really lucky to find one of these in tall grass, because these things live on beaches. So guys, next we have Execute, and Execute communicates with the other 5 in its group by using telepathy, and can quickly gather if separated. Alright guys, so the next Pokemon we have here is Cubone, and the skull it wears rattles loudly when it cries. That's really weird. I wonder what it looks like under the skull. So the next Pokemon we wouldn't find in tall grass, but his name is Staryu. And if Staryu is torn or damaged in battle, the rest of Staryu can grow back as long as the red core of its body can stay intact. And I have another fact about the red core of its body. It flashes at midnight, so that's pretty cool. So next up we have Scyther, and Scyther is almost impossible to avoid because it moves like a ninja and has razor-sharp scythes. So next up we have Electabuzz, and Electabuzz eats so much electricity from power plants it can cause blackouts. Yep, I could not say that word, but yeah, it causes blackouts, and that's pretty crazy. I didn't even know it could cause, like, I didn't even know it ate electric or anything. I don't even know, you know. Alright guys, so next up we have Eevee, and Eevee is able to take on many different evolutionary forms and adapts to almost any environment, and you might know it. Well, you probably do know that since Eevee has a bunch of evolutions, and he can only evolve into Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon in-game, but Eevee's DNA is highly unstable, making him able to evolve into pretty much any type of Pokemon. Not any type, but a lot of different types. Alright, so our next Pokemon you definitely wouldn't be able to find in tall grass at all. More of an ocean dweller. And I have 2 facts for it. Lapras is actually able to understand human languages, and since it can understand human languages, it often helps people and Pokemon cross bodies of water on its shell. So that's pretty cool. So the next Pokemon we came across in the tall grass is Shelder. And the fun fact for Shelder is by opening and closing its 2 shells, it can swim backward. And its large tongue always hangs out. So that's pretty cool. It can swim backwards by opening and closing its shell. I don't know how else it would be able to swim. It kind of doesn't really have any limbs, just a little shell. So the next Pokemon we have here is Grimer, and I actually have a fact about when or how Grimer was created. When dirt and filth from a stream were exposed to the moon's X-rays, Grimer was born. And this kind of explains it, because Grimer really doesn't look like any other Pokemon, he really doesn't resemble anything, he just kind of mucks, so this kind of explains how he's made. Probably differently than all other Pokemon, he wasn't really born, he was created by like X-rays of the moon and dirt or whatever, I don't really know. We have Seal next, and Seal's point, the little point on his head, is used to break ice while swimming below icebergs. Alright, so next up we have Slowbro, and the fact is the Shelder which that doesn't really look like a Shelder. We've had Shelders just a few Pokemon ago. That doesn't look like a Shelder to me. On its tail, well, the Shelder on its tail will bite down to encourage Slowbro, who's usually a little dim. And if you guys know Slowpoke, the Pokemon that this evolved from, they're normally like super lazy and stuff. So this Shelder really keeps him going, keeps him on his feet for those Pokemon battles. Alright, so we found a Pontia in the tall grass here, and this stunning Pokemon has a fiery mane and tail that grow out right after birth, and it spends its life roaming the hills and valleys where it lives. So the next Pokemon here, you know him, you love him, he's Charmander, the cutest little fire starter ever, and my fact for Charmander is, if Charmander is healthy, the fire on its tail burns intensely, but if he's sick or not feeling well, then there's barely any fire. So the better Charmander feels, the more fire there is on the end of his tail. Alright guys, so the next up is Meowth, and my fact for Meowth is mostly nocturnal, but its eyes will glitter brightly if it sees something shiny. Alright guys, so the next Pokemon here we have is Venomoth, and toxic dust-like scales fall from Venomoth's wings. This Pokemon is not one for petting, so you can't pet it or else you have the toxic scales on you, and that would really suck. So the next Pokemon we have here is Paris, and Paris grows mushrooms on its back, and they grow along with Paris. Eventually these mushrooms will outgrow him once he evolves, and the mushrooms are called Chushukasu. So the next Pokemon we have here is Vulpix, and its tail will split to make more tails and that can control balls of fire. He actually uses his fire-resistant tails to control balls of fire. Alright guys, so the last Pokemon here is Nidoking, and my fact for him is the tail on this ferocious Pokemon can snap a telephone pole like it was a toothpick. So guys, that is the last Pokemon. So guys, that is going to be the first installment in this series called Tall Grass. I hope you learned some stuff about the Pokemon you've captured in Pokemon Go. And I'm going to be starting off with the Pokemon in Pokemon Go, but if they don't add any more Pokemon and we run out of Pokemon in the game, I will be moving to other Pokemon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be doing it every few weeks, because it is actually a lot of work. I know it probably doesn't seem like it, but I'm dealing with a lot of different audio files, a lot of different pictures, and a lot of different merges throughout my editing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you like this video. Pokemon Go, The Division, Destiny, Call of Duty, Overwatch. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Digirex. Peace.